people are here. 14 people.
You haven't had a chance to formally say hello today. Okay, so we have a very special guest with us today. You've already read his bio and his profile. He's a member of our board, which is very, very special to us, but this is a gentleman who, when we were reaching out, we were thinking about who to get involved in the Teach for Pakistan program, and we were reaching out to a bunch of different people across many sectors, many of them pioneers and leaders in their field, and we were writing to them and saying, want to come and meet you, and we'd like to see if you want to get involved. And there's only one person who wrote back to us and said, I already know about Teach for Pakistan. I learned about it when I was studying at Stanford, and I actually thought it was a brilliant idea, and I wanted to see if I could launch this program in this country. So what you're doing right now is very much in alignment with my own vision for what I want to see for this country. And that was incredible. When Zara and I got that email, we did a little dance in the office, which Usman you don't know about, of course. We came to be quite composed, but we were so excited before I had even had the opportunity to meet him. So Mr. Usman Saifullah must have read in his bio already. He has degrees from both Stanford and Oxford. He's been a member of the Senate of Pakistan. He retired just a few months ago. He is interestingly, he brings wonderful experience to the Teach for Pakistan board, because not only has he had experience as a policymaker, as a legislator in this country, but he also has experience as a business leader. He's on the board of the set of companies, and he's an entrepreneur who is a partner in a new firm called Sky Electric, which is a solar-powered energy firm. And so he's doing groundbreaking things in Pakistan across a number of things. And one thing that stands out is when you read about what Usman cares about, education, and particularly in his hometown of Islamabad, is right at the top of that priority list. So we're so glad, Usman, that you've taken the time to be with us here today. Thank you so much. Can we have you up here? I'm so excited to be making introductions to the cohort of Teach for Pakistan fellows who begins to start teaching in Islamabad schools. Oh my God!
The first
later this month.
Is it the first?
The first Islamabad cohort, right? Exactly. And so we can start anywhere. Abdullah, would you mind kicking us off with your name, your university, and what brings you to Teach for Pakistan?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdullah, and I'll soon be graduating from Qatar University. What brings me is that I enjoy teaching. This gives me pleasure, and Teach for Pakistan is a very different platform for me, other than the corporate world. So that is why this brings me.
My name is Ansari. I am an officer from University of Media Studies, and for sociology. I'm interested in the program because I always love teaching. Also, I think this is one where I can build up with something. I think contributing in the evaluations of the best thing. My name is Priscilla, and I'm from Moscow, and I grade physics. And I'm here because I always want to do something for the community and doing something back in someone's life. So I think Teach for Pakistan is
Assalamualaikum, my name is Yush, and I graduated from LUMS with a degree in politics and economics. We had a reading assigned to us for today, and I think that captures why I want to go into teaching.
What brings me here is that to put it very briefly, I find this work very exciting and meaningful.
I started my Visma and I graduated from LUMS, and I want to work in the educational sector, and teaching is where it all starts.
My name is Pashmina.
Sorry, your name was?
Visma.
Sorry.
My name is Pashmina. I graduated from GIK. So the reason I'm here is to enter the education system of Pakistan.
I am Zain. I am working as a coach in the leadership training team. I am also a Teach for Pakistan alum. I did my bachelor's in economics and finance, and then did my master's in education policy.
My name is Khadija, and I hope you know that by now already.
My name is Fatma, and I am also working as a coach for the leadership and training team. I did my bachelor's in economics from
master's in economics and education from Columbia. And I've had some experience in education research, and I think it's necessary to have work directly with the communities and at the grassroots level to be able to make informed research and policies.
Making mainly public education policy making, therefore I enjoy this field.
My name is Kiran and I recently done my master's in psychology from Karnataka University. So I'm here to make a difference in this community, in what is in my capacity. So yes.
My name is Fatma. I just graduated from LUMS with a degree in anthropology. And I'm here because this work is meaningful. I think most of us at some point in our life have experienced personally the flaws that exist in our education system. And it's about time that people do something about that. And it's also extremely challenging. I think most of us are just starting to realize how difficult a teacher's job is. So I'm here to sort of experience that.
Assalamualaikum, I am Khurshid Amin. I have done my engineering from GIP Institute. And the thing that brings me to Teach for Pakistan is I am basically from federally administered tribal areas, and I wanted to work for my area which is underprivileged, and this is why I joined Teach for Pakistan.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Maliha Khan. I graduated from NUST with a degree in software engineering, and after that I gained 10 months of experience working in a software house, and I basically wanted to do something different where I have a more direct impact.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Abdul Malik. I recently did my master's in public administration from Karnataka University. And the reason why I am here, Teach for Pakistan is the movement that is working for the oppressed ones in our society. So I want to contribute for this cause.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Faisal Noor and I recently graduated from University of Electrical Engineer, and the reason why I joined TSP is because I want to do something for my country that has an everlasting impact.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Shaji. I recently graduated from GIK with a degree in mechanical engineering, and the reason why I'm here is because I wanted a new challenge and do something that creates a more direct impact. Sorry, I didn't get your name. Shaji.
I am Mohammad Azim Ali and graduated from Master in Mechanical Engineer. The thing that why I am here is we all talk about the problems and flaws in our systems, but very less and few of us take into to change the systems and flaws. So this thing takes me here to be a part of the change.
My name is Abdul Faruqi. I graduated from LUMS with a degree in accounting and finance, and I was looking for a unique challenge.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Noor. I was part of the 2014 Teach for Pakistan cohort and I used to work in Lahore. Worked there for 2 years and then Teach for Pakistan closed down and now it's back, so I want to be back because once you do this work, it's what you do for the rest of your life.
My name is Sarah and I'm an intern with Health Communications here.
I think always you should manage expectations by not praising so profusely, so that I'm bound to disappoint. But thank you very much, and I'd like to thank all of you actually for doing what you are doing. I was trying to note down not only your names but also why you are doing what you're doing. Themes, there is a theme or a thread running through many of these. People have said meaningful, you said direct impact, you said something that is everlasting. Obviously all of you are passionate about education. People have spoken about wanting to make a difference in your personal capacity. I think Muhammad Ali from NAS mentioned that we talk about the problems, but no one does, or very few people do something about it. Our friend from FATA mentioned the underprivileged, the fact that many parts of Pakistan are underprivileged. So I think it's I who should be thanking you and Khadija and her team, because all of you have degrees from great places. You could be working in a bank or working in Agro Foods or somewhere, probably making more money than you're doing, but you'd be just a cog in a wheel, and now I think you'll be having a much more direct impact on the people you interact with. Speaking for myself, I think teachers are one of those figures in your lives who can really be an inspiration, like your parents, like your siblings, like a family member, like someone else. You always a good teacher you always remember. Just speaking for my own kids, my daughter wants to do her undergraduate degree in education because she was so inspired by her A-level literature teacher, who unfortunately passed away from cancer just before the exam. But it was her that, when I was in Stanford, my daughter and my older son, they were in primary school, in public primary school there. And they still remember the fact that they used to be taught mathematics with flashcards. There is some formula where they say if you go like this, its multiplication is more and division is less. And they still remember how they were taught. So all of you have a very, in a way, a big responsibility on your shoulders that you are going to have to make. You are going to affect young minds, and with your backgrounds and with the training that Teach for Pakistan and support that they are going to give you, I'm sure you'll have an incredibly good impact on these young people. So Khadija told me that we could start with some question and answer from you, and then I can make my talk. How do you want to?
However you would feel comfortable. Would you like to?
I mean, you've done this before, so what works and what do you think is?
I wonder if, do you have any questions for these guys and what their journey with us has been like so far? How long has the group been together? It's been, this is the 5th week now, so it's been about 4 weeks.
Right. So do you think you are, in terms of the generation that you represent, are there many who think like you? Do you think you're different? What were some of the, you've explained why, I think very succinctly, why you wanted to do this. But what do people of your age want to do today? And how is what you're doing different, or is it not different? I don't know if that's, is there a desire, I'm sure you are, I would imagine you are a little bit unusual in wanting to do what you're doing, but I'd like to know more. Please.
बेसिकली मेरे हाथ में जितने भी लोग हमारे एज होते हैं सेम उनकी थिंकिंग प्रोसेस होती है, इसी तरह का सोच रहे थे, कुछ चेंज लाना चाह रहे होते हैं, लेकिन शायद उनको प्लेटफॉर्म और वो अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं मिल पाती। तो जिस तरह हम यहाँ आए अप्लाई किया तो बेसिकली 18 बच्चे सिलेक्ट हुए, शायद और बच्चे भी चाह रहे थे, बहुत सारे लोगों ने एप्लीकेशन जमा करवाई थी, लेकिन वो एक प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं मिलता, अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं मिलती कि वो इस चीज़ को परस्यू कर सकें।
ठीक है, तो ये है एक sort of जज्बा है to contribute और
So I think everyone wants to do something for the community, everyone wants to pay back to the society, but कुछ hindrance आ जाती है हर किसी के रास्ते में, जिसकी वजह से वो नहीं कर पाता, या कुछ मसले आ जाते हैं सोसाइटी की तरफ से, तो कोई ना कोई मसला होता है जिसकी वजह से वो नहीं कर पा रहा होता, वरना जज्बा हर किसी में होता है। देयर इज़ अ कोट जिसमें ये वो है कि if you are below 30 and you don't work for the society, you are actually not normal, you are abnormal. So So everyone want to do something, but which masail are there?
I would like to disagree on this note because what I hear from my peers is that what are you doing? Matlab, this is not for you. You can do better. Matlab, this is not the platform. You can do it at a later stage. So the thing which I found common amongst them is that they want change, but they don't want to contribute in that change.
Success you have. And for us, being satisfied, and when we'll grow old and we'll look back at our own lives, we'll analyze our own lives. I think जब उस वक्त हमें satisfaction होगी और अभी भी है, so I think it depends on the idea of success that we have. For us, maybe this is more being successful.
The normal path you are expected to take. या भी आपने graduate किए जिस भी university से, अगर आप नहीं जा रहे for a high paying job or if you're binding yourself to a 2-year program, then you are doing something which doesn't really make sense to a lot of people. So वो वाली expectations, they come from adults, they come from peers as well, simply out of this idea of that normalcy, I think. But at the same time, a lot of those same people, when you share stories of ye ho raha hai, they seem to really like it, they seem to admire the work. But there's that hesitance because it's a risk of sorts.
वापस खींच पुल करी होती है, पुश करी होती है, लेकिन एक चीज़ होती है आपके अंदर की जो है सेटिस्फैक्शन, जो आपको मजबूर करती है कि आप रिस्क लो। तो हमारी यूथ में सोच है, चेंज लाने का पैशन है, लेकिन रिस्क टेकिंग की एबिलिटी नहीं है। मे बी है, लेकिन शायद वो डू और डाई वाली सिचुएशन हो जाती है। सो इवन मेरी फैमिली मुझे कहती है कि वो लाइक कि अगर आपको फैमिली को पढ़ाना था या टीचिंग में जाना था, तो वाई डिड यू चूज लाइक साइकोलॉजी और डूइंग मास्टर्स? वो तो आप BA बैचलर्स की डिग्री के साथ भी कर सकते, लेकिन फिर भी मैंने रिस्क लिया, हम सब ने रिस्क लिया। सो ये है कि रिस्क लेना इज़ डिफ़िकल्ट फॉर अस।
में सारे बात तो करते हैं हम सारे कि हम चेंज करेंगे या झूठ जो भी कहते हैं, लेकिन उसमें से फ्यू पीपल ओनली गेट टू मेक दैट चेंज। तो इसी तरह जब हमारी जैसे 2 साल की फेलोशिप है, इसमें ये नहीं है कि हम 2 साल में कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा कर चुके हैं, लेकिन अगर हम एक बंदे के लिए भी या एक स्टूडेंट के लिए भी वो करते हैं, तो आई थिंक इट्स अ ह्यूज चेंज।
This job, our peers kind of start to understand this a lot as they see us go through this process and be affected by the kids that we're in contact with. So it's kind of like a transformative process for us. But there is a lot of resistance from the parents and from the elders for some reason. Maybe because they have aspirations from us कि आप ज़्यादा कमाएंगे, आप किसी high post पे होंगे. I think a lot of the times आपके peers आपको ज़्यादा accept कर लेते हैं और आपके parents और adults
For me, it would be a similar kind of situation.
So yeah, we were in Lahore before, in Lahore and Karachi before, and now we're only in Islam.
Right. So, again, I'm open. If you have any questions, you'd like me to tell you a little bit about myself, and then you want to ask questions. King, Khadija and Zara. I don't know if she's here or she's probably left. But my background is that I was born in Peshawar. My father was in the civil service at that time, so he moved, and as a result, I ended up moving. I lived in Ahmedabad, in Kohat, in Hangu, in Mardan. My first school was a PAF school in Peshawar. Then I went to PAF school in Risalpur. In 1980, we moved to Canada, where my father was a diplomat in Montreal. So I spent 4 years in Montreal. Those were very, very memorable years. They're still, till today, I love the cold, and there's so many things surprisingly that stick with you. Although I was only 8 years old at that time, and 12 when I came back. In 1984, we came back and moved to Islamabad. So my hometown, although I was born in Peshawar, but I've lived in Islamabad since 1984. Studied at Beacon House. The school used to be on Hill Road, in a house. Then then we were moved to a building on Posar Road. I was when I was doing my senior Cambridge, there were only 5 of us in the class. So they decided to move us to the girls' branch. So there were 5 of us in the entire girls' branch, Beacon School. And that's where we did our O-levels from. And then for my A-levels, in fact, I'm grateful to Khadija for bringing me back, because this is the school that I in 1989 to 1991, this was one of the schools that I did my A-levels from. A-levels in those days in Islamabad, it was not very well established, so में 3 सब्जेक्ट्स थे एंड एग्ज़ाम से 3 महीने पहले मुझे पता लगा कि जो मेरे मैथमेटिक्स